Well, we're here today with we have Andrew and Lisa, and we're at Wildlife Sanctuary Sound. And, you know, Jay's notorious at getting great shots, so the folks at home will get to see where we are. But I need to know, and I've hesitated asking you this, but like, how did you guys come out here? And it's not common to start a studio so far from
civilization.
I knew that was like slightly offensive, but come on. But it's great. I mean, it has such a purpose, I think, for bands. But tell me about this thought. Hey, let's build a studio with all this great gear that's so disconnected from Toronto.
I'm gonna take this one.
I guess both Andrew and I had lots of very positive experiences recording things in rural situations.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's grandfather had a farm near Orangeville for a number of years that we were able to do recordings at,
cool.
and kind of felt the freedom of being in a space that we could experiment and be loud, and no one would be listening to us and judging us.
I wouldn't be listening to the awful vocal cases here.
So I think we had a kind of a romantic idea of having a studio in a barn for a long time, and kind of restoring a barn. But then once we actually started doing the math and thinking practically about that vision, it became fairly unrealistic for us, and we wanted to make things as soon as possible. And we just stumbled upon this place and felt a deep connection to it, and felt like it was a really creative space, and wanted to make things here and wanted to share that with other people.
Yeah, I guess it was also gambling that other bands and artists would want to make the trip out here to have a little bit of a retreat from their own lives.
Obviously, bands will sleep here. Will they stay here?
Yes.
Like if they come, that makes sense. So originally, we talked a little bit about this, but originally you think this was a studio at some point? Yeah,
some kind of creative music / art.
And this was built...
hippie hangout.
And this building was in the 90s, you said, built?
Yeah,
I think it was the mid-90s maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, it's all kind of a guessing game. We're piecing together clues from talking to people.
And then after that, it was a yoga retreat?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when did you guys come here?
2015.
Oh, wow.
September 2015.
Okay, cool. So yoga, transitioning from yoga to a studio is like probably pretty smooth. Like it's about the same thing. But what was the process for you guys? Like what type of work did you have to do to this room?
There was more purple.
Oh yeah.
So there was some de-yogifying that we had to do.
So you painted this white?
Yeah. The ceilings you can kind of see. There were some murals.
Oh.
Kind of like see that spiral coming through there.
Oh, okay.
That's like 20 coats of paint, and I guess I didn't prime it properly.
Oh my goodness!
Because the stuff's still leaking through. There's a little bit you can see over there. Anyways, there was some like very colorful
snakes.
Yeah, I don't know what they call them in the yoga world, but I think maybe
I don't think we have many yoga viewers. Be offending anyone. And so you painted it white, and was the wood always exposed like this?
Yeah. It was always like that. Great. The difference was through that window. Like we put that window in.
Okay.
There used to be cabinetry on the other side, so it was kind of like two different sides of the kitchen on either side of the door.
Right. And that would have been just like where you take your shoes off?
Foyer.
Yeah. I think it was like a kitchen space for going back to the yoga retreats.
Right. Okay.
Like they kind of had a plan where like it was a big enough kitchen to accommodate however many people this room would accommodate for yoga.
Do you have people showing up for yoga?
Yeah.
No, not yet. But I think we've had people in the studio that might have been here for a yoga type thing.
Oh my gosh, that's
Lisa recorded a choir, like kind of community choir.
Yeah, okay.
A year or two ago.
That's cool.
So it was neat to meet people that had been in the space before.
So what kind of that window is obviously like incredible. That is so great.
Yeah, I mean we were very lucky to kind of come into a space that had a lot of money put into it before we arrived, which was very essential to being able to do this at all. But,
And so what kind of sound, I mean, how can you control the sound in here? Like it's got, you know, high ceilings, it's got a great sound. Is it a struggle or is it mostly to your advantage?
I think it's to our advantage. We've got little baffles that we can move around to get a little bit of cut down on those reflections.
Yeah.
And just close miking techniques kind of go a long way.
Right.
It was probably 2 or 3 times as reverberant in here when it was an empty room.
Right. Yeah.
So just having stuff.
And you got these baffles you've made. I want Jay to shoot the drum baffles, which we'll do later, because those are beautiful. And even these ones here, I love the look of it. It matches the wood of the wall, of the framing and stuff. And then you've got carpets, couches. So that, pretty much like...
Yeah, a few baffles on the wall.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think the type of clientele that we have and the type of recordings we like to make of our own projects, because we're also artists, involve like humanness and intimacy, and people usually come here wanting to hear humans making things together. So
totally.
Like we have kind of in the box capacity to do more sterile recording.
Yes.
But the type of people that want to be in the space making things, and the kind of recordings that the space inspires are like things that involve hearing people playing music together.
I totally agree with you. And we were Jay and I were talking about this a couple of days ago. We were in a mastering suite and we were comparing it to, you know, when you build a room like this, like you could put that type of baffles everywhere and you could like make it very technical and control it. But that's not the point. The point is, like you said, the human element. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, and the performances and the energy, I guess. Yeah. The human energy, not the...
And I think as long as things are sonically under control, like to a reasonable degree.
Yeah, right. Well, it sounds like it is too. Yeah. But I think it's one of these things, and Jay and I were talking about how, you know, you want to have the sound under control, but you also want to maintain the vibe. And I think it's more, in my opinion, it's more important to feel good and to feel creative in a room than for it to be scientifically correct. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and feel relaxed.
Yeah. So a band comes up here and like, is it usually like a whole band will come up or one artist will come up and bring musicians? Like what type of people have you brought up?
It's usually bands, but it's been a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's been both bands and like single artists, I guess. And kind of people choosing to work with us in varying degrees. Like sometimes we're literally just engineering. Sometimes we're kind of facilitating and just around, and our friends are engineering their own kind of projects.
Right.
And we're just around in case anything decides to act up.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we're like heavily involved in the actual like song writing and arranging process. Just like hashing out chords or whatever, and production type stuff.
Well, this is the kind of thing I would love. I think, the city has its advantages, but like this is the kind of thing where you come out for a full week or 2 weeks and every night's a campfire, and I just feel like you get stuff done. There's no distractions.
There's literally nothing to do other than make music.
We were at one studio that wasn't too far out of town, but it was a little bit, and they didn't have Wi-Fi. Do you guys have Wi-Fi?
We do, but it picks up on the computer for some reason. We've got Wi-Fi in the house.
Okay.
And I guess maybe we intentionally leave it there, but it might not pick up on your phone, but it'll pick up on the computer. So if you need to do
I think it's good to be kind of
problem-solving reason.
You'll
be able to figure it out.
It's usually nowadays, like in the studio, like the person who's not recording is on their phone on Instagram or something. So it'd be nice to like have everybody pay attention.
Yeah, they have to go like stand next to the house and just huddle under the.
That's great.
The service is spotty.
Yeah.
And so how you guys have land around here? Does this belong to you guys as well? Or?
It's a lot of our pretend land. It's actually a lot, like past a certain point, it belongs to our neighbor.
Oh, okay.
And it was originally part of this property, and there are trails running all the way through, which we have access to.
Right.
And he doesn't.
Right. Yeah. He's cut off. He's cut off by some kind of thick cedar forest.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so it's not our land, but it's usable to them.
Well, that's good. We talked a little bit about, when we were talking about the Zoom, we talked a little bit about field recordings and what type of role does the outside of these walls play? Do you use that at all for recording?
We haven't. No,
you should try that.
Yeah.
We came to the country to make cool jams and use drum machines, not record any of nature.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I guess like it has it hasn't trickled in too much, but I'm sure it will at some point.
Yeah.
How many records has like a tractor driving by on it? Is that like every record must have that?
I guess it depends on the harvest cycle.
Yeah.
We have our chair. We have a very squeaky chair for our desk, and that is actually on both of my recent records. Intentionally, I decided
to the point
keep
where we're turning it up when.
Oh, really?
To make it intentional.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a little sound in the background.
So, Lisa, you made your most recent record here.
Yes.
And how long did you work on that record?
6 months, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, like a number of months, like in between restaurant shifts and life.
Right.
So yeah, and scheduling other people. So it was like kind of just here and there. I guess that's kind of the beauty of having a home studio. You don't have to.
Yeah.
The beauty and maybe the disadvantage in some.
Because you really do want to schedule time to work on something rather than just.
Yes, that's right. And you guys live like 5 feet away?
Yes.
Kind of thing. So that's like, I mean, it is a home studio, but there is like, you have to go through a different door. So there's that mentally, it's a little bit
separate. You have to put on your boots.
Yeah, it's the office. Put on your boots, yeah. Well, there's so much I want to talk about here. So this is like a little bit of organ land here. What's the deal with these organs? Are they part of the yoga studio?
No, but they're both, were free acquisitions through Kijiji.
Nice.
Like from the area.
This looks like...
I think this came out of a basement of an apartment building, but it was originally in a church in Allerton, which is, I don't know, maybe 45, 50 minutes away.
Okay. And are these on recordings? Do you guys use these?
Yeah, I'm sure they make their way on.
Yeah.
Like the pump organ, we're still trying to figure out how to best record it.
Do you have to man the pedals?
Yeah,
Can I try it?
Yeah.
Are you fit?
You have to really work your feet because the bellows, they don't. There's like
we have a friend who is really good at doing this, but
there's
that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not the worst. I think there's a slow leak, so it's not like it's a brand new thing, but it was built in the 1890s or something. So.
Yeah, my goodness. So now, that's not too loud either, the pedals. Like the organ is louder than the pedals. Okay, now it's getting harder. And your knees rub against this. It's like sitting in Massey Hall. Oh, so it's louder the faster I go?
Yeah. Like the harder you
ridiculous
press.
When you're playing a little bit.
Which is kind of cool. Like it's got a percussive element with the pedal noise.
And if you open it up, there's all sorts of little like chambers with the reeds in them. So depending on what stops you pull, like these are the different sounds that send air through the different reeds.
Oh, look they're all different instruments.
So to really mic this up properly, you have to know kind of around where the reeds for that particular sound are.
Right.
Which is a kind of a scientific experiment that we still need to do.
I hope I moved a few things. I hope I didn't.
No, it's all good.
It's not like a preset.
No.
Oh no.
I think Niels Fromm has one of these, like that he plays, and it looks a lot like this. What is this for? Candles?
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. Yeah, beer now.
Beer.
Coffee.
Wow. Oh, that one's nice. So like you move these, make a combo, and then you got to write that down if you find something you like.
Yeah.
Take a panoramic picture.
This is great.
Organs are very, I mean, I'm sure you've found this as well. People are very eager to get rid of organs.
Yes,
especially
right.
heavy organs. So
right.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we have
Is this heavy?
Many organs in our life. Yes.
We're kind of debating. There's a Hammond, like an old Hammond, not a B3, but a kind of in the same family. I think it's a RT02 that is somebody's offered.
Yeah.
But it weighs 525 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
We'd have to figure out where to put it. And
there was a friend of mine who went to an old Anglican church, and the church building was being sold, and they had to get rid of like a Hammond of the same class and weight as that, and they had to get rid of it by the end of the day. And so they emailed me to like email musicians, and a lot of people wanted it, but it was like, in 24 hours, how are you going to get rid of a heavy organ?
Yeah, you have to weigh a lot of pros and cons.
The problem with something like that too is that if you get it and you don't like it, or it needs repairs, then now it's your burden to get rid of. So I always kind of fear that. I think.
Yeah, and you don't really want to take a Sawzall to it or anything.
That's right.
That's like a beautiful piece of.
Yeah, lots of funerals were used.
Yeah.
So this one is electric?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks pretty.
It's got a drum
fun.
machine in it too.
Oh, really?
Fun.
And now that was like, what kind of drum machine? Was that one like Roland were making drum machines, or is it?
I don't know. This organ has some relationship to the Selena
Gomez?
The string machine.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
So it's
so this is the drum machine here? Syncopated
you want to
450? These just made up names.
It's got a little ghost in it.
This is great. Oh, wow. Does that have reverb, or is it just because it's coming from inside the box?
That's just a room sound.
Wow.
So you can do your...
Oh, it's doing an arpeggio. Oh, okay.
Your arpeggio and the chords.
That sounds really nice. Oh my goodness.
So it's basically like a artificial intelligence, this machine.
Oh my goodness, and there's the tempo.
Yeah.
Have you used this drum machine on records?
Yeah.
Just by touching
it's on the intro of one of my songs. And I use it a lot for writing, actually, just because it's so nice to just jam out.
Yeah. It's nice to have a drum machine while you're writing into it. That's really creepy. And I love the lights too.
I know, no need for a band.
Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Where did you find this?
Just a farmhouse somebody was clearing out on Kijiji.
That's crazy.
So I got, it's a beast too. I don't know what it weighs.
And was that all coming out of the speaker, or do you have it connected somewhere else?
Yeah, it's all coming out of the speaks.
So are you mic those speakers?
Yeah, usually there's a record. There's also like a record out jack. But I mean, it's kind of nice to just.
Oh, I see.
It's nice to just put a microphone up against the speaker, and it sounds.
This is actually a really coveted piece here. That little Shure mixer. We talked with Dreamhouse. They have one. And they're like really hard to find now. And people like them for mixing. Do you guys use that a lot?
No, well, it's kind of just not enough. Yeah, no, it was a garage sale find. I used to use it a lot for like mixing keyboard elements together in a live setting.
I've never tried it, but people have been using it to send a mix out to it to distort it or something.
Yeah, I think it's from the same kind of era as those. I don't know the name of the piece of gear exactly, but it's like a compressor, like for PA public address systems.
Okay, yeah.
It gets get used on drums a lot. And
okay,
kind of thing. There's a Sound Toys
plugin
that is based on it. It's called the Devil Lock.
Oh, Devil Lock, yes, yeah. I don't know if I maybe told this, Jay. Are we in a bad spot here? But we'll come out of here. I am always going to thrift shops looking for stuff like that. And one time I thought I found something similar to that because it had these like red knobs with numbers on them, and it looked like the Devil Lock plugin. And I could see a price tag that said $10. So I was like, oh, I'm buying this for sure. And then it turned out to be a Coleman stove.
Oh yeah.
And so I thought that I was so disappointed. And it sounds like shit.
But you can cook.
But you can cook on it, so it's not that bad. Yeah. The sound of burning your hand is what it is. All right, Jay, let's go over here and check out the drum section. Then we're going to go to the control room. This is a great little kit. Is there anything special with this kit? It looks quite vintage.
Our friend kind of found it at a thrift store, fixed it up, and we bought it from him.
We have a friend that spends a lot of time on Kijiji looking for vintage gear, which is very useful, but we've kind of become a target a little bit for him.
Oh, really?
Now. He loans us things knowing that we're going to fall in love with them.
Oh, that's
so
smart.
that is what happened with this kit. He was just like, just try it. Like, for free, it's fine.
He's a shrewd businessman.
That's funny.
But it saves us time from being on Kijiji all the time looking for...
Yeah, and in the end, it's we get good deals on like a great sounding drum kit.
My mom calls me from thrift shops all the time. She's like, there's a guitar here I think you like. And it usually ends up being like a plastic kid's guitar. But sometimes she does okay. But now she can text me photos. So
that's more helpful.
Yeah, it's been great. She doesn't watch these videos, so I don't want to encourage her to do more of it. But do people bring their own drums, or do they use yours?
It all depends. Sometimes they bring their own.
They definitely do. Yeah.
It's nice though that like for recording, you know how these should sound, and I would kind of trust you to use these more. Yeah,
and it's nice to have just a solid house kit that you can just swap out the snare if there's a particular snare sound that you're going for.
It's great. I want to make a record here.
We'll
Not today.
We'll get the date book out.
So we got some more like little collectibles. Tell me about this Farfisa here. I've never seen a model like this. Great green. Sorry, like some.
Very fashionable.
Yeah. This is cool.
It's kind of on somewhat permanent loan.
Yes, I love that. Good friends.
Yeah. There's a guy in Guelph that owns a thrift store. And he's really supportive of the scene of musicians generally. Like he lets people rehearse in his basement all the time, and that's where I used to rehearse there with the band.
Did this come into his thrift store?
Yeah.
Oh my!
And this was kind of just like passed around between friends.
I always dream of the day of finding something like this in a thrift store. You gotta hope that the person who owns the store doesn't know what it is. Or
you've got to get in good with the...
I never thought of that.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff just doesn't make it
to the floor.
Out in the back.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Like there's just stuff piled in back. And
who was telling us, or who was telling me, I don't know if it was on camera or not, somebody was saying that like an original Mini Moog, it's like notoriously was dropped off at Value Village in Hamilton. Apparently, it's a legendary story. Have you heard that story before?
No.
I hadn't heard the story, but apparently, the original Mini Moog in the wooden box was dropped off, and then some guy stole it from the side of the Valley Village, from the drop-off section, sold it for like $3,000, and then this was a guy who repairs synths, so I do trust him. But anyway, and then apparently it did sell to a collector for like 20 grand later on, but I don't know. It's a legend.
Yeah.
Have you been driving by a lot of Valley Villages?
I still drive by and open up cardboard boxes.
One day.
Yeah. You know what? I would. Actually, I had never mind. I'll tell them after. No, this is great. This is really good. The piano here. This is a very interesting color.
That's a custom job that somebody else did.
That is really nice.
And it's a very inspiring seat as well.
Oh, yes? Is this somebody's grandmother did this?
Somebody.
Custom.
It's definitely not original.
What is this called? Is this cross stitch? Jay, do you
crochet
know?
Or
crochet?
I think it's a cross stitch, maybe.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law does this. Getting really personal on this one.
But again, Kijiji.
The piano is on Kijiji?
Free piano. We paid for it to be moved.
That's like such a great. My piano tuner was telling me about that. It's like there's so many free pianos. If you just keep your eye out, you'll get a really, really good quality one.
Yeah.
That somebody probably spent a lot of money on.
Yeah, yeah.
Who did the paint job? The original owner?
Yeah, yeah. And it's a pretty good job. Like a little bit has come off the front here, but you can see the original finish.
And it just happens to match.
Yeah. It's a seafoam green, I guess. I don't know.
It's really nice. Yeah. Lansdowne, is that the make?
It is a Nordheimer, I believe.
Oh, okay. Great. So it sounds good on recordings?
Yeah. It's got its own character, like all old uprights. It doesn't have the hammers haven't been totally redone or anything, nice. So it's got its character. But
how do you mic it?
Either just
pull it out.
Yeah, pull it out, mic the back, or sometimes I just stick mics down at the sound hole there.
Okay. I have been miking. I have an upright, like an apartment size, and I've been miking. All of this comes off, and I've been just miking it with 2 overheads. And it's cool because you get a lot of the human elements, and you hear the hammers, and there's a lot of like the bench noise and the room noise, and it's been great. But then just the other day, I mic'd the back, and I was like, oh, sounds great.
Yeah,
it's not as human, but it sounds really, really tight and really good.
Yeah, it's the soundboard that's resonating, so it kind of picks it all up.
What's the paper here?
Oh, yeah. Those are just keys that might need some might need some attention at some point.
That's great.
But come to our studio.
Yeah.
That's very soft sounding.
It's really
beautiful.
Rich in the low end.
There is some purpose for MIDI at some days, but there's nothing beats this. Nothing.
No.
I agree. It's not a Steinway Grand.
Yeah.
It's a piano.
Yeah. I love the color.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it was actually on our piano hunt. It was pretty sad. We saw some like gorgeous, like engraved, beautiful wooden pianos that had just been in farmhouses for 100 years. I don't know.
Or just like out on the porch, like basically outside.
And they're warped?
Mice living in them, like chewing up all the felt.
I don't know what they were furniture
there was,
at that point.
One of the pianos we went to see on the hunt was, I think it was Heinzman or something, like very ornate, everything, beautiful piano. And then just testing it out, one of the hammers came off.
Oh my goodness.
So,
is this heavy?
It's fairly heavy, but it's got casters, so
nice.
If you need to roll it around in here, it's not too bad.
So did you bring it over, or did you pay for a service?
We got a guy, cool. Mel, I think his name was.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with pianos, eh? It's like you can get them if you can figure out how to move them. And in the city, like people are like, we're in an apartment building, you can have it, but like it's not worth it to go up a flight of stairs with a piano.
I still have a piano at an old place that I used to live. I abandoned it.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
You always see on Facebook people saying like, we're moving this weekend, please help us. Somebody take this piano.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's check out the control room. Okay, so we're in the control room. We've got lots of synths we want to talk about. The first thing, I'm excited to talk about this because I have never seen anything like this. So this is made by Realistic, which is like the Radio Shack brand, I think, right? Yeah. But it says by Moog Music. Do you know anything about the history of this?
It was made by Moog.
Okay.
For sale in Radio Shack.
Oh.
So.
In what era? Do you know?
Late 70s.
Oh my goodness.
It's got a RCA on the back that you can plug your stereo through, so that you can play along with whatever prog rock you happen to be digging at the time.
Yes, it does. Okay, and then you bring it in through the mixer. Is that right? How do you bring?
Well, it's kind of just a through thing, like the
tape from tape. Yeah.
There's RCA outs too, so it's kind of designed to be integrated into your home stereo, I think, rather than.
And how are you coming out of it right now? Oh, right here.
Yeah, just the headphone jack.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we have So, what is that?
It's modulation.
My goodness. Is that like a fine tune?
Like, yeah, those are just the tuning things.
Okay.
So these are the modulation sections that you can...
Wow. This is great. Wow.
But yeah, I guess Moog made a synth that was called the Rogue.
Okay.
And that was the Moog version of the same synth. It just had like nicer faders and had a mod wheel and a pitch bender.
Oh, okay.
Just
Right.
Generally the same thing, but with nicer.
I had no idea that they made stuff for this brand. This actually look kind of similar to what they're making now. The Grandmother. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
They're doing I think it's Grandmother. I think so. Anyway, it's got like the different sections and the different colors and everything. And
yeah.
I'm very jealous. That's great. Call me when you want to sell that.
I've had it forever. It was a hand-me-down from a relative.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you have a falling out with them.
Yeah.
You want to sell it.
I'll keep it anyways.
So can we look at, this is a Prophet under here.
Yep.
Yes.
And what like, I don't know too much about these guys. So what model is this? Rev 2?
Yeah, it's our new toy.
Your new toy?
So
is this like your go-to toy?
It. Well,
oops, sorry.
Andrew and I have been like getting each other birthday gifts that are like just for the studio.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
it's one of those things, and it's pretty overwhelming actually. We're just diving
just
in.
as far as versatility and options.
Like we had we still have the Arturia version, but it's really nice to have the real deal.
That's great. Did you use this on your new record? Did you have this for then?
I didn't have it.
Oh, wow.
No. I just used a lot of like other toys and kind of a blend of Arturia stuff and real.
This must have been a special day when you bought this.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it. We basically we needed a polysynth of some sort.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't need one, but it seemed like a useful creative tool.
What is your guys' primary instruments?
Guitar and keyboards, I guess. Bass.
I feel like I don't know what to say to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess my first instrument was violin.
Okay.
And I was like big into fiddling when I was a kid, but I feel like I play many things poorly now, or like medium.
I know what you mean.
And I'm putting a lot of energy into like production and arrangement.
Right.
And I guess the beauty of digital recording is that you don't really need to be a master of an instrument anymore, and I just get people that are masters to play on my records.
Well, that's the interesting thing. You're right. Like, I mean, in the early days, it was like you started with piano lessons or you started with guitar lessons or drum lessons, but now people are playing with a polysynth and a drum machine, and they're just becoming electronic musicians from birth kind of thing. It's interesting. Yeah,
and it's so integrated into, I think for both of us, like using the computer is like a big part of, like the production and arrangement is kind of goes hand in hand with our songwriting process. So it's like part
of being able to multi-track at the beginning stage of writing a song. Is intensely helpful.
Yeah. How have you found, you said it was like hard to navigate, but how have you found like settling on a sound when there's so many options? Well, good for you.
I printed off all the factory presets.
All of the studios, you know what? A lot of studios do this. A lot of studios will have cheat sheets around.
Well, it's helpful. You're just like, what is a trem pad? That sounds like something that we might want. I find like
you can waste so much time in the studio with
it's not even something. Like there's a lot of information out there to help and manuals and stuff. It's more just like, how do you even decide on a sound when there's so many options? But
even just as a starting point, you want, like, they've got these.
That's right.
You don't have to
you can alter
just
from
use
there,
that.
right?
Yeah, you can
start with a template. And
you can do whatever.
Yeah.
You can.
I've been, when it comes to like any type of sounds, I've been trying to write down or save stuff based on the song I used it on, because I know it's like, I want this sound that I previously used in this song, and then it's just quicker. So a lot of my like Moog presets are named after the song it was used in. That's just how like my brain works. It's easier to say, I want to redo that.
Yeah. It's also helpful that a lot of DAWs have a little notepad feature on the track, and you can just type in the preset number. Even you don't even have to go into detail.
Yeah, that's
the name of the
smart.
preset.
What's this here? This guy here.
The TR-8.
TR-8.
It's very fun.
Can I play it?
I think so. It should be good to go.
Sorry, I've been giving you to play everything here.
It's the.
I'm like a bad customer at a music store.
It's the new like 808, I guess.
Okay.
It isn't fully analog, but it sounds great, and I use it all the time in the studio and live.
You use it live, yeah? Okay. How do you use it live? Do you use it with a laptop?
No, I use it just standalone.
Oh, okay.
And it always sounds fantastic.
Wow.
I've got a lot of beats like that I've programmed into it. It is limited in a lot of ways, which is great. Like there's no save mode. It just saves the last thing that you've.
Oh, so how do you use it live then?
Well, it does save the last pattern that you've that you've put into it.
Okay.
But it you can't press save.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it's kind of ideal for like tinkering in that way, that you can just like leave what you've been working with, and it's really fun to.
Looks fun.
Why
did you choose this instead of like their little boutique ones?
I got this a number of years ago. I bought it for a show with the intention of returning it, actually, because Long and McQuaid is very forgiving. Yeah. And then I just fell in love with it. The new one actually has, I think you can use as a sampler, which is kind of a bummer.
Oh, okay.
Because this one you can't.
Oh, that's a bummer that we don't have that capability.
Roland.
So basically you can just
nice.
Select what instrument you want to program the beat for.
Oh, okay.
So that's the bass drum, whatever. You can take away things.
And then it has like parameters here.
Yeah, so that's a snare. So you want to click to the snare and you can add a snare hit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
it goes with all the way through the whole kit.
And nice to use.
Wow.
Like nice to use as a creative tool as well, is what I really like.
Sorry if I'm messing up with it.
No.
Setting.
You can like restore it.
Oh, cool.
So I have like all of my live stuff saved.
Oh, good. What is this scatter here?
Oh, yeah. You press the button. Press
this one?
Press the on button.
Oh,
and
like
it just
delay
does like crazy.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, like a
kind of like various weird effects.
Using the same pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's a depth. This is just different types of effects.
Oh, I love it. This is like endless, eh?
Yeah.
Wow. So you could increase this and then decrease the tempo or something.
Yeah.
And that creates something completely different, right?
Well, yeah, you can increase the depth of that particular effect.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a real slow. That's a real slow jam.
Yeah. Is it stereo? Oh, is it stereo out?
Yeah, stereo, and it's assignable. Like you can assign specific instruments to A or B. Like there's basically 4 possible outs, like the left or right.
Right.
Or it's assignable A or assignable B. So you could put the kick through one and the snare through one, and then have everything else just a stereo.
Oh, that's.
Or you can like put the hi-hats out one, and then.
Oh wow. What is the MIDI that it has?
That's just for like interaction with the.
Oh, okay.
The DAW.
Does it come with a piece of software?
No.
To control? Okay.
No, not really. It's just like whatever you use. Pro Tools, Cubase.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Logic or whatever.
That's cool. Yeah, I should look into that. That looks like
it's
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a cool drum machine. It's the 808 or 909. I guess those are the two beats it's modeled after. It's not actually analog, but it does sound really good.
But it's just great that it talks to computers easily.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to kind of fall in. I'm always like in love with analog gear and there's stories and the dust involved with them, but it is really nice to have kind of hybrid technology that we use our computer all the time for making things. So if we have a drum machine that can talk to our computer easily and still sounds great,
it's instantly synced with your session.
It'll be at the BPM of the session.
That's great.
And the same thing goes with the Prophet, like the arpeggiator syncs so easily. It's awesome. You can just like add arpeggiator to some track you've been working on like 4 years ago and then just instantly make it futuristic sound.
Yeah, the workflow is just a lot easier than something.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. It's like anything that like has, I got this like old keyboard at a yard sale and it's got a great beat. And so now what I have to, but it has no MIDI, but the drum machine on it sounds amazing. So I'll just dial in the closest tempo I could find and then record it, and then I'll have to like align it afterwards.
Yeah, and sometimes they drift, like there's a drum machine over there, the Rhythm 55 that I've used for a lot of recordings, and it isn't actually consistent, which is kind of magical about it, but when you're using it and you're trying to use a click track, it's a bit problematic sometimes because it's just like... It slows down and speeds up.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is a Neve, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of the crown jewel.
I was wondering, what can you tell me about this?
Of the preamps.
I feel like we've seen one of these similar.
It's an old broadcasting console.
Okay.
From the late 70s. This one has been modded, so each channel has a direct out.
Oh, great. Okay.
And it's like a very beautiful piece of gear that sounds like very magical.
Really? Is this your main preamp board? Like?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a colored sound, but it's definitely our go-to now. We had when we first came up here, Andrew had like a big, was it 25 channel?
It was 32 channel Allen and Heath board from the early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah.
So it was an era of mixing boards that depended on like computer chips heavily.
Right.
And basically it had been in storage and not used for a long time. We got it set up here, and within a week it was like a battery exploded inside of it and destroyed some of the traces on the circuit board, and I took it to be serviced, and it was at the service place for months, and before they told us that basically it's not something that they can even get the right
there's a tough
parts
era
for anymore.
For that, where that stuff was not meant to last a long time.
Yeah, now it's just in the garage, which is such a shame. Like, it's, did the guy say it was basically only an anchor?
Yeah, he called it a nice boat anchor.
A nice boat anchor.
But then
gotta get the boat to go along with it, I guess.
We reached out to somebody to serve, like, as kind of a last resort, if there was like any hope for fixing this board, because it was like a huge bummer, obviously, now that we finally had the space from living in a tiny apartment in Toronto for so long to have to record things. And he knew of somebody selling this.
Oh, okay.
And it just kind of seemed like a crazy twist of fate because they're pretty rare.
Right, yeah.
He actually knew of somebody selling two.
Oh, okay.
Who was willing to split them apart.
Oh, nice.
Because otherwise it would have been a no-go.
I'll have to check our footage, but I think Dreamhouse has one of these in Toronto.
Yeah, I know there's a couple. Yeah. A couple around for sure. And I don't know, like, I've never ever until now had like a Neve in my life, and always been feeling kind of like punk rock about preamps too, and gear in a way where I'm like, it doesn't matter, it's just about the tools you have and the performance, but it does like sound
you notice a big difference.
It sounds great, and it's just easy to make it sound great.
I just want to look at the EQ here. So we have 2 shelves, and then what is the options here? 820, and then if it's not 820, it's 3K. Is that right? This middle band here.
Yeah, 1800K or 820.
820. Oh, I see. Oh no, that. Oh yeah. Okay.
Or,
so that's
or
all
3900 hertz.
So the shelves are set then?
Yeah, they're.
I
they're
see.
Fixed.
Okay.
Fixed frequencies.
Oh, I see. Oh, then can I do them together?
I think that's the idea.
And that makes 3K. Wow, but it works. Sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like pretty straight up and.
Okay, cool. And then what is like the bus? Is that used at all?
Occasionally, mostly we're using it as just 8-channel strips.
Okay.
So it's for tracking, but you
Yeah.
can also route mixes from the computer through.
Okay,
and
cool.
Like do little sub-mixing through it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can almost get a whole drum kit through here.
Yeah, pretty much, depending on how many mics the drummer wants.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's great.
I usually go for less is more,
agreed. Place them in good spots.
We see a lot of I'll hop down. It feels disrespectful to stop talking about this right now, but we've seen a lot of the ISA stuff. That's really cool. Is that a digital version? Like, does that give you 4 extra inputs?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It is recent. Like I bought the card on eBay and recently installed it.
It's a great feature.
Yeah.
What is your digital converter? I didn't see it.
It's this 16A here.
Oh, okay. From O2. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And how many channels is that?
16 analog in.
16. That would make sense.
And then
And 16 out.
and also 16 optical on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's very expandable.
Very cool.
It's the thing that we bought thinking that we were going to be running this 32-channel mixing board.
Oh shoot, yeah.
But it's
no, that's great.
It sounds great.
I've never seen one of these. This Drummer 1960. What is this? Is this like a mix bus compressor or?
It's just preamp compressor.
Oh, has a preamp as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you use this for?
Mostly drum overheads, but bass.
Okay.
And it's kind of got a grittier, it's got grittier potential.
And and then there's a bit of EQ too?
That's just on the, this is for your instrument if you want to.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
Plug a bass straight in or like a whatever.
And so this is...
So basically on the channel strips, they've got the just a low end roll off.
Oh, okay.
And then you can link the 2 channels together, which is handy.
Oh, nice. And so you say drum overheads mostly?
But piano and I don't know.
Yeah.
It all depends on what you're going for.
That's cool. And this is nice too. I have one of these. I love them. I don't have the vintage one. I have one of the black models, the newer ones, but I'm a big fan of this guy.
Yeah, that was our friend who lent
really?
it to us.
From the thrift shop?
No.
Well, he isn't from the thrift shop, but the drum kit friend.
Oh, okay.
Found one, and it's been...
Well, it was an auction. There was an auction going on in London that they were just getting. We got the ISA from the same.
Oh, nice.
Auction.
I have an ISA as well, not the same one, but I love it. I think it's so straightforward.
Fantastic.
It's great for keys and everything.
Yeah.
What's the tape machine down here? What are you using that for?
That's mostly it's a piece that I found on the sidewalk.
Really?
And as far as I could tell, I basically only use it for a guitar amp, for a direct in kind of thing.
Can you can you use it for delay?
I've never had tape.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've recently got a similar, the same company, Roberts, another tape machine here that I've yet to experiment with. It's just been on the back burner. But
what size tape does it take?
Quarter-inch.
Quarter-inch. Okay.
Yeah.
I should have brought some brand new quarter-inch that my mom got for me at Value Village. I should have brought it for you guys as a gift.
I think eventually this will be worked into the...
That's awesome. It looks like it's holding up the desk, both of them.
Yeah.
This desk, sorry to interrupt you. Did you make this desk? Where did this come from? Looks very modern.
Yeah, it's Lisa found it on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, kind of an impulse.
Is this like the new company that is making these desks?
It's called
Output?
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Yeah,
oh my
I
goodness.
spent a really long time because we had just like a ramshackle table, and yeah, like originally when we had this stuff, it was in there, and we were in the same room just on a ramshackle table, and we didn't even have a desktop computer. It's been kind of like a slow building and investing process, but it was really hard to find like a good desk that was like affordable. Sure. And it was the only one that I could find.
And it is affordable.
Easy to put together. Right. And it's like designed to hold preamps and I don't know, it just is meant for music.
It's really nice. I mean, I remember seeing them when they came out with this, and it seems it's like almost like if IKEA were to make something for studios.
Yeah, it came in a few separate boxes.
And then That's
I took
awesome.
an afternoon to put it together.
There's like just a lot of places for the cables to go in like a convenient and tidy way. So
little holes, like little holes in the desk for things to run through, so you don't have things just draping all over the place.
That's genius. I was thinking about getting one of these as well. I've heard of people. I feel bad saying this, but I've heard of people who are like copying the design that they did by just like trying to look at the pictures and trying to copy it and rebuild it, because it's very simple, it's very minimal. But
and it's just like it's basically like plywood.
Right.
It's not fancy. Like
it looks great though. Yeah, it looks great. When I came in, I recognized the legs because they had a pretty intense like advertising campaign when it came out this year, I think, or last year, and it's beautiful. It really is
Andrew
cool.
made this though.
Oh,
so
nice.
Maybe he can make us a new
another desk.
Looks great.
One.
Well, it's funny because like if you were to buy a rack like that, custom made or like made from a rack mount company or something, they're just so expensive. But to build something like this, it's just so much more affordable.
Yeah, you have to. It's bought the ears, like the rack ears, and then just some plywood and cut it up as carefully as they could.
What's running this here? What is that?
That's the Neve power supply.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
Big power supply.
I love power supply things. They take up so much rack space. They look so great. Well, I hope one day we can make a record and get snowed in up here sometime.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Although I was very specific. I think we first talked on Facebook when we launched the series. Somebody had recommended we come out here, and when I checked you guys out, I thought we need to wait until it's the summertime before we drive up here, or we might be stuck.
It can be dicey, but worth a trip once you get here through the blizzard.
Trip. Yeah, that was good. Thanks a lot, Andrew. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Lisa, thanks a lot, guys. You got a great place. Thanks, Jay.